Welcome back to Factorio MSX Gigabase. Okay, so last time we said we'd get on with solar, and we have. The completed build is here. This side is all batteries. It's all the batteries we should need for all of our science and rocket launching. We have the accumulators here, and the other things, the solar panels over here. So the way it works is we have a central unload for all the products that we need other than sulfuric, which gets dropped off here. And as you can see, there's 0 because sulfuric acid is actually the problem, or at least the main problem. The other problem is that I set this up originally with stack filter inserters, so that all the products that get delivered would be separated. This seems like a great idea. Let me just say it's not. It's nice to have these things separated. We need them to unload faster. If we're to maintain our throughput. These things, on the other hand, shouldn't matter. What's that? I actually need some more stack inserters as opposed to stack filter inserters. I haven't built a proper train station here this time. I'm just using the entry. I can't actually remember what I built originally, but yeah, I built this thing so there is basically the ability for 4 trains to wait, and on the way out there are 3 stations which haven't been named yet, but they will be given. 3 kind of doesn't make sense. I guess 2 will be batteries and 1 will be for the solar, and the other is for all other trains just exiting. Anyway, let's finish this replacement of our stack filter inserters, because that was an idea that I decided after watching it execute that we needed the trains to move through faster. So we'll do that. These things, on the other hand, I'm not sure. So I'm just going to leave it as 2 stack inserters for them. We have 2,000 bots. It actually seems like it's too many. Certainly after some bot upgrades I will be downsizing those. This is not enough. We have basically I'm only filling from one source, which is down here at the moment. We're almost full, so we should be getting a train very shortly, but just one source. This is the design test, so when we multiply this by 5 we'll be much closer to being able to meet the demand, but 1 is just not cutting it, so yeah. Let's just check. Are you coming here? We're definitely open. This is just using the old turn on and off stations. Nothing particularly spectacular to it. That one's shut. And the only other one that it could have gone to is the nuclear, but that's shut as well. So yes, it's coming to us. Maybe what we will do is we'll let it get here, and then you can, I guess, observe this thing in action, although I'm not sure. I think it's actually met the demand, so it might not leap into too vigorous an action. That's an oil train. This is the sulfuric acid coming. it's a long way away as well, which, you know, with my priorities and oil stations, for example, one here, you know, when we knock this down, we'll probably put another oil, we'll probably put one of these over here somewhere, perhaps, if there's room. And I was kind of thinking maybe one down here as well, near these two oils. So that would be the 3 at the moment, although you never know. When I move this down, I might decide there's a really good spot down here or something for another oil. There you go. So we are filling up. Has this burst into life? It has. Let's just see what numbers it is doing. 6.3 thousand batteries per minute. That's the sort of numbers we wanted. We're getting 1,000 accumulators per minute. We probably aren't getting that. We normally were getting that with the solar panels as well, but we're probably not at the moment because we just don't need it. The solar panels are pretty much full. So yeah, when all of the batteries are going to the accumulators, they can do 1,000 a minute, but otherwise it's more like 660 or so, which is fine. That's all we really need. Accumulators are basically just for our satellites, I think, and our solar layout. So as far as our solar words, you can see this is dropping pretty fast. As far as our solar layout goes, I'm thinking, well, I have this design, which is, I'll hover over it so you can see. The correct ratio is for every 100 solar panels you want 84 accumulators. This doesn't look like it quite is exactly that, and that would be right, but that's because what you do is you overlap all the boundaries, all the edges, and all the edges have accumulators, so it's intentional that the accumulators are larger. It's almost perfect once you have laid it down and covered all of the sides with overlap. So that's kind of what we're going to be aiming for. There is a train that's just pulled in. What is it? It's a copper train, because obviously copper was getting a little bit low, and this time it can unload much faster, which is good because it will get out of the way faster. There you go, it's out of the way. And if we needed another, it could come, but we're not building the solar panels at the moment, so it perhaps won't be necessary. So anyway, I have created this landfill solar. The intention is I'm going to landfill in a huge chunk here. I am going to create a pathway along here and up here to access this oil, which will go over here to christen this and open it up. We will then set up a solar drop-off, well, construction station here, or possibly over in this corner, and then all of this block here, up until we start hitting resources, will turn into a massive solar farm, and hopefully we'll get a couple of gigs of power out of it. As long as we don't overrun or block pathways, it will expand as much as it kind of needs to. There's a rather large stone up there, so you never know, we might need that, but then there's another large one here. We're starting to get into the territory of large deposits when we get this far out. Anyway, that is the plan. So what I need to do first of all, this guy, I don't think I can send him directly because he has to go backwards over that and he won't like that. So we'll run into our ever reliable engineering train. Thanks, save. Make sure it's on manual. It is. Come up here rather gingerly because we do get traffic going this way at times. There we go, we're safe now. If we head to oil northeast, what I'm going to have to do is lay down a heap of landfill. I will probably show you this only at an accelerated pace, because it's pretty boring otherwise just watching landfill. Actually, yes, you can take all of that stupid wood away. And in fact, I don't need those stack inserters either. I thought I was going to use them, but not this time. Right, jump on board here. And you notice we still go to the old landfill, but it won't be for very much longer. I will show you why. Oh, come on, keyboard. I might need a new battery in my keyboard. That will get annoying. I'll show you why in a moment. Okay, we need you to go to... Is it solar landfill or landfill solar? I think it was solar landfill. And I might be wrong. Let's just quickly check if it's landfill solar. It is. Right, go there until inventory empty. Rubbish train's just turned up. Let's go. Let's get rid of that one. So from landfill 2, it will be able to get to the station that I've just made in the middle of the track. But yes, if we come over to the original landfill, we have 23,000. Quite possibly by the end of this episode, this will be a dead station. And then the plan is that that gets completely removed and we start harvesting this source of copper, and the trains can come out this way. Right, here we are. Fantastic. Okay, let's do our usual trick with, well, it's not really a trick, but we need to place our luggage somewhere safe, out of harm's way. And just need to quickly make sure I have my legs. I do. This guy's not going anywhere until he's empty. Now we will have to observe for safe passage. Let's start here, and yeah, I will join you once we're done, I guess, which will be quite a lot of landfilling. and welcome back. And so here's the situation. I've covered up this much with landfill. Obviously we want to do the whole lot, but at least this much. If we get our map, you can't really see it until we scroll right in, and then it's too big. But if we get out of map mode and go into the Infini Zoom, you can see that we now actually have enough to be able to lay along here. We can't do 2 yet, but we can at least do 1 and see how many we can get down. So what I'm going to do is we'll get back out of Infini Zoom range into normal range. We are going to de-tree a bit. I'm going to set up... I went killing some biters, because that's what you do. I am going to set up, and to that end, let's get that. I'm going to set up the sort of setup that... I'm going to set up the setup. I'm going to proceed with a layout of... I didn't actually want to put more in there, I wanted to put less. Try that. I'm going to proceed with what I think for the layout, which is basically to put a supply and rubbish, because clearly we generate rubbish. So that's where I want that. What did I pick up? I don't need all of these. This is why we need the rubbish. No, we'll need the rubbish anyway, because when you're laying down, and that's a great feature they have added, when you are laying down your words, when you are laying down the solar, it will pick up lots of wood, and so having the rubbish as a way to get rid of it is going to be very, very handy. There we go. Now let's get out a little bit. Oh, it goes the other way, does it? I kind of wanted it to come up and over, but I guess this will work. We'll just have to go back to the two-way junction, put another two-way junction in, go forwards to our supply, rubbish and engineering. As such. So there is a little bit of infrastructure to put down. It's not quite as simple as a single station, but we should be able to lay down quite a few gigawatts of solar, which is a massive amount. This guy is an outpost supply. Whoops. Outpost supply. This guy is rubbish. Now we just need to make sure that they're all connected properly. They need some storage chests, I believe. And a little bit more rail. have storage chests in here actually. Which is going to cause me some dramas. Let's see, can I build any? No, I can't even build them. That's the easiest thing to do. Right, is there anything up here? No, it's just those storage chests. The rest of it appears to be fine. Except I'm pretty sure there's a gap, and there is. Let's fill that in. That looks like it's got all the signals. Yep. Okay. So what I want up here is a station that we haven't defined yet. The easiest way to define it is probably to get our 383 length. Put that down. There we go. Something like that. Maybe just a little bit of extra length to be sure. And this this wood can be removed. Oh dear, wood. We don't need you, we really don't. We need some passive supply boxes, we might need some of those. Actually, we don't need those. We don't need that many passive supply boxes. Right. What we are going to do is we will have these guys 2 per carriage. So I get to use them after all. And the idea is what? One of them will filter out these guys, and the other one will filter out these guys, just to make sure that we get both. There it is. So, and of course it doesn't want to go now. Because I've got rail on it. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Now it will fit much better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, let's just quickly get some power to it. There we go. And of course those I've got. Might be grab another RoboPort or two. Get a bit of speed back. Right, we need one up here. And maybe one down there. That should do. We need to join these so they can all be one big happy family. There we go. One nice big network. Now, the final step. We need a solar train. So let us head back to make everything base. What are we going to do with this guy? It doesn't matter that much. Guess we can unload. We've got trees on. Let's get rid of those trees. Let's replace our rail. Check on how UPS is going. It's not too bad, but we're not really doing a lot at the moment. 52,000 green circuits. These have dropped right off. That's still ticking over. Yes, well, we'll give the new solar farm a reason to tick over fairly soon. And speaking of solar farm, I didn't actually name it that, so let's call it solar farm. Solar farm. It doesn't need a big A. And this one can be hashtag solar farm. There we go. And here we are. Probably emptied everything already. Alright. How many? You've only got 40 construction bots. I mainly just want you to have construction bots. Probably about 500. On. And we need a new train. This train will go to solar something. Let me see what it's called. It's called Solar L. OP Solar L until inventory full. And then there should in fact be a solar weight station, but I haven't set it up yet, so we won't worry about that just yet. Instead, we will then go to the solar farm until inventory empty. Oh, no, don't want you to go yet. No, I don't want rocket fuel in you either. Because I have forgotten to do something very important. And that is the cargo here needs to be defined, which you can do with the right mouse button. We want it basically to be half and half, which is kind of an annoying thing to have to do, but we only have to do it to one wagon, and then we can copy the wagons. Like that. Right, that's what we wanted. Now you can go to solar. How are you doing? You have a full complement. Let's jump on board and go to hashtag solar farm. Hashtag solar farm. Go, we won't go to West Landfill. We don't need landfill solar on there anymore. 500 construction bots over what will turn out to be a huge distance, so I don't want too many, but I don't want too few as well. It has the potential to destroy some of our savings while it keeps building this thing, but never mind. Doesn't take that long to put down a solar farm, so if we find another huge open space somewhere, we'll be able to do another one. Let's just see how the 383 is getting on. I should imagine this will fill up fairly quickly. It has one stack inserter for each of its cargo types. And of course, loading up this much stuff is probably kicking off the production again. Let's have a quick squiz. Still not that high. I guess it only takes it from favoured spots, so it doesn't necessarily need to be that high. That should do. Let's go over to this one. Right, and we also should be able to lay these guys down. Oh, and we need some normal logistic bots as well. I've given them all of my bots, including my bots. That's not quite what I had in mind. Right, that's better. So we will need, let's say, have 100 logistic bots, and let's get 160 roboport, or maybe just make it 200. And I want some radars as well. I don't know, 50. Just bring us that stuff, please. There we go. We have a full train of solar product. I think it's 8,000 of each, which is a reasonable start. There you go. Now, the idea is we take our pattern, we scroll out so that we can see what we're doing. Put this nice and close in. And there we go. Slap it down. Now, we're not going to slap it down once, we are going to slap it down more than once. So it's about a quarter of a gigawatt, but it is free. And once down, you don't have to keep worrying about it. Can we go up? Is that possible? Here we go. How are the robots going? There's actually some that aren't doing anything. So that's how it's done. Let's just have a look at power. That's not power, that's production. Let's have a look at power. So now you see we're producing a massive amount of 6 megawatts out of solar, which is absolutely nothing, of course. Never mind. Alright, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.